I feel like as you play better teams that are more disciplined, they know what I like to do, which is shoot the three ball. So something that I've tried to incorporate, especially over the off season, was my handles and just getting to a pull up or getting all the way to the rim, which I know I feel like I could do better at, but that's something that I try to incorporate into my game when they do take away the three ball, because obviously teams are going to scout and they're going to not let me get as many threes off, especially coming up into March Madness and just the SEC tournament. So I think it's very important to have extra things that you can do outside of what you're good at.
I guess this one's for either player, but Auburn, they won the first quarter on Sunday by a score of 20-9. Y'all were able to dominate the final three quarters by a final of 57-30 in those final three quarters. Just what really flipped the switch and turned there after the first quarter where y'all were able to dominate the final three?
Yeah, I think it was just the defensive intensity. We really turned it up. I think offensively we weren't taking good shots, and so I think that we knew if we could get defensive stops that could lead to transition. And we're at our best when we're in transition offensively, and so that's just what it was just buying in and staying together and knowing that it was a 40-minute basketball game.
So, Ashlee, one of the things that you've done well recently is rebounding, and one of the things that stood out from LSU's last game is Flage had 13 rebounds as well. How important will it be for your team and the guards around you to rebound the ball and just kind of be able to box her out as well?
Yeah, if you can't rebound in the SEC, it's going to be hard for you to win games. The SEC is so dominant in that category, and it's very important to be able to box out, especially you want to try to get defense rebounds and not let them get second chance points. And we know that LSU is a phenomenal basketball team, but they're also a phenomenal rebounding team too, with Anissa Morrow, who leads the country in rebounds, and then Flage and all their guards. They all rebound very, very well. They're great players. So we know that going into tomorrow that the biggest thing for us is going to be rebounding and being able to take care of the basketball.
This is going to be, it potentially could be your last time playing in Coleman. Is there a message just for fans, students coming up Thursday night?
Got it.
I've had a great time in Coleman Coliseum, and I just thank all the loyal fans that have been there with us through when we first got here 3 years ago. So it's sad that it's coming to an end, but I hope it's not coming to an end. Hopefully we can get that 4th seed and we can host here. But I just really appreciate this university and the fans here. And my coaches and teammates, and it's going to be sad, but, we have more games to win, too, so I'm just excited for what's to come.
Yeah, just piggybacking off of her, just thank you to all the fans that have shown up and that have been there every single night, that are loyal fans, and then obviously just the ones that do come out tomorrow. This is a really big game tomorrow, and I think that our headset is just on our mindset is on yeah, it is the last home game for regular season, but at the same time, we want to get the 4 seed, so for us to get the 4 seed, how are you going to defend your home court tomorrow? How are you going to finish the season at Oklahoma? So it's we know that this week is very important for us. We know this week is very important for our fans and the community and the university to be able to get that host round. But at the same time, you're focusing on this game against LSU, and it's not necessarily your last game. It's, hey, how are we going to beat LSU tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you both.
Thank you.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Coach, one of the things that stood out to me with this matchup is that you guys and LSU both had a comeback from down as much as 16 in your recent games. Talk about the resiliency that you've seen with your players, but then also with LSU as well.
Yeah, it just comes down to toughness and grit. We know it's a game of runs. We just want ours to be a little longer. In this league, you can take no lead for granted, and I think it's just staying the course, staying together for 40 minutes, and that's something that, LSU brings in an incredibly talented team, but it's the toughness and the grit that they play with. And so, I don't think we ever think, and I think it's a mindset that they probably have us, they're never out of a game. It's why it's a 40-minute game.
Yeah, Coach Curry, obviously, as you already alluded to, LSU, very tough opponent. Notice just looking at their schedule, the only 2 losses their season have come on the road in SEC play. Just what do you think is the key for your team and just the environment in Coleman tomorrow to be able to pull out a win?
Well, it's a sense of urgency and toughness for 40 minutes. The margin for error is very small. I mean, we have to be, excellent in every area, elite. And so we understand that, taking care of the basketball, I mean, defensively they're so good, and obviously defending the glass. So we've got to protect the paint from the inside out and play exceptional to give ourselves a chance. And, there's a wonderful opportunity to be at home. It's a wonderful opportunity to play another SEC game. And, right now we just have a lot of joy for the journey, and we're just doing everything that we possibly can to focus on the next game, win the next game. The things that we need to do are very similar to what we normally need to do. When we do them well, we do well. When we don't do them well, we don't. So if we don't rebound and take care of the basketball, it'll be a long night.
Obviously, there was a lot of things with that last game against Auburn. I do want to ask you about the focus level of your team going into LSU. Obviously, there was the Power of the Pink game. There was a senior day. There was obviously the Auburn-Alabama matchup. And then, do you feel like there's kind of a clean slate to just be totally locked in on this and not have any external factors with it?
Well, I certainly think, we tried to do our senior day on a weekend so our families could travel in, not have to take off work. I just think it's really hard during the week because families are busy. And, so with Power of Pink, with it being Auburn, Alabama, with it being senior day, there were a ton of distractions. But I appreciate and respect the mindset this team had. It took us a minute there to get going, maybe 3 games in 7 days, maybe everything around it. But it has been kind of like, whew, we got to win. We beat Auburn. It was senior day. It was really special. We celebrated the day for so many amazing reasons with Power of Pink. And so now we can just focus on the next game and it be a little bit more of a normal situation.
Coach, how important is fan presence of the game, specifically students, Crimson Chaos, kind of creating that environment to kind of get in LSU's head?
Well, I don't know. I know LSU's used to drawing everyone's best home crowd. I don't think that, I think it matters for our players. I just feel like they deserve it. They represent the front of their chest in the classroom, court, and the community at an exceptional level every single day. And what they've done to build this program, where our program is at, we've been ranked all but 2 weeks of the season. This team deserves it. It's not necessarily who we're playing. It's about what this team deserves in my mind. And, we need a great Crimson Chaos group to come out, our community. Lord, it's going to be 8 o'clock tip. So if everybody could just stay awake, take an extra hour. If you need me to call your boss and say you're going to be late to work on Friday, I'll do whatever it takes just to get a great crowd in here.
I do want to get a quick reaction from you about Gianna Cunningham being named to the SEC Community Service Team.
Yeah, really a tremendous honor and well-deserved for Gianna. She serves on our Student Athlete Advisory Committee board, and she does a lot in our community, as do, and I want to make this clear, that's a very hard decision to pick one of those seniors because they all are exceptional at it. And Sarah, Ashlee, Aaliyah, CB, Jess Timmons is so involved in the community, and we're excited about her coming back. And so she'll have another year. But, man, I'm just so proud of this senior class, how they represent and what they do. Not one time have I ever heard them frown or complain about anything we've asked them to do, even the last minute out in the community. And then the initiative that they take on their own is really special. So, one thing that is so important in our program is we appreciate the community that gives so much to us, and the least that we can do is get out and give back. So we're always here to help serve others and be servant leaders, and I'm so proud of Gianna and the entire senior class. Thank you. Thank y'all.